Okay, I'm just gonna put this message in here because I'm probably gonna make the title of the video, "You need to see this," or "You should watch this," or maybe like public service announcement. But basically, a situation happened to me today, and I'm not obviously gonna name any names. There's no point for that. Like 50 people are gonna watch this, but it is Tuesday, August 8th. My uncle just texted me, 100 years since women won the right to vote. And a little bit of this video has to do with that. That was just weird of me to get that excited, but it's Tuesday, August 18th. It's 4:20 p.m. And I just wanted to say, this morning I didn't look like this. This morning I didn't feel how I feel. And this morning was just not good overall for me. Someone close in my life, or that was close in my life, just really said some fucked up shit to me this morning. And it finally put me to the point that I completely just broke down at work. And I've had anxiety attacks at work, and I've felt really low and sad. I'm about to start crying, but I've just had these feelings at work, and today it just was like too much. Like, I felt it coming. My legs were shaking, my arms were shaking. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is this morning I was in such a low place, crying at my workplace, my like professional workplace. I was crying, and my coworkers, obviously my friend that is my coworker, Marissa, she helped me out, kind of by not helping me out, if that makes sense, kind of by just not pushing it and letting me talk and say what I needed to say to just get myself to stop fucking crying was nice. And just having somebody who related about anxiety was really, really helpful. But I then went to my mom's office. She works with me. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about and what I'm not allowed to talk about, so I'm trying to just keep this as broad as possible, like my friend, this person, my mom. But yeah, so I went to my mom's office, kind of had a little breakdown in there, and just walking out of her office, and she told me just like some good little advice just to get me out the door and like get me back to my job and moving. Obviously this took not very long out of my job, but as soon as I went back to seeing patients and like doing my job again, it instantly made me want to, like, I always strive to be a good person at work. I always strive to kind of go out of my way to do things that maybe somebody that has my same job or has a job above me wouldn't necessarily do. I work in registration at a pretty big hospital, at a couple hospitals, but I guess what I'm trying to say here is, like, two wrongs don't make a right, and reacting to things how you may initially while you're full of anxiety and very angry and very worked up and very sad, which being angry and being sad are very, very different, but it just made me feel so much better. I just want to encourage you guys, if you are having a bad day or if you're in a bad place mentally, try being a good person. And that sounds weird because you might be sitting here in your bed or wherever you're watching this video like, I am a good person, I do good things. But like, make it more dramatic. Like, I have caught myself recently just trying to get out of the bad place that I was in, and I feel like I got dragged in again today and then like blossomed out again. Like, why? I can feel a certain way inside, and that sucks, and I'll cry about it to myself. But if you have the opportunity to put something better into the earth and make a positive impact in the community that you're in, fucking do that. And I'm telling you, if you are in any place similar to me mentally or just along the road in your life, if you're in the same place as me, I just encourage you to like speak out more, talk more, stand up for things more, have an opinion more, have a voice more. Like, go out of your ways in the day. Like, you should be looking at the day like, how can I benefit somebody else's day? And I feel sorry for the person who made me feel bad, because it makes me think they woke up and were like, I'm gonna make a shitty comment and be mean and hurt their feelings. And that's just so not how I look at life. And I'm sure a lot of you may think that you don't look at life like that. And I'm not saying that you do, or I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying there needs to be a change how people view speaking with one another. And I mean this so broadly. I don't mean your mom and you. I don't mean your brother, your sister and you, or any close relationships, friendships, anything like that. You need to step back and reevaluate how you speak to the general public, how you speak to your neighbors, how you speak to the people at Kroger, like how you interact with random strangers. And if you can't sit back and think, I'm leaving a positive impact on somebody somewhere, I feel like I'm generalizing this, and I feel like it's really hard for me to walk around this or to talk about this. But it's not meant to be like that at all. This is literally just to get you to step back out of your reality, out of your comfort, out of your daily life, and think like, am I doing good things? And I don't think people want to do good things. I think there's a lot of people who, they don't wake up and think, can I make someone smile today? Can I go the extra mile at my job today? Can I reach out to family today? Can I reach out to a friend today? I just want to put a positive message out there and change somebody's, not your fucking outlook on life. I don't think I'm going to get on YouTube and all of a sudden people are going to start levitating and world peace. But it helped me. It's helped me. I didn't know it. Nobody told me. But maybe somebody needs to tell you. Maybe you need to hear this. You know, and I need to hear this because obviously it's easy to get in your own head, and it's easy to have days where I don't help the patients out as much, or I'm not talking as much, or I don't go out of my way to make new relationships or make new conversations or talk with new people. And I limit myself, I would say, at my jobs. But I guess just starting, just making the effort to start is a really good thing to do. So this is your push to start doing that literally wherever you work. I promise you, it feels so good. I mean, I, at my job, will try to help out anybody, somebody that's lost, somebody that's Spanish speaking, because I do speak Spanish. But if I can help out a Spanish speaking person, if I can advocate for somebody who isn't getting the right help or doesn't understand or anything of any sort, literally just tucking somebody in at the hospital feels so good. Just asking at the end, like, hey, do you need a blanket? And they say yes. It gets me excited. It gets me thinking like this is gonna make them feel better today. Or if they need a pair of socks, if they need literally anything, or just listening to them talk. There's lots of people that I work around with and that don't go that extra mile. So I feel like if I can be the person that walks through their little hospital room door and makes them smile, or compliments them, or helps them in some way, or asks them, how are you? If that's going to make a difference, that helps my entire day. I literally just encourage you to start using manners. This is a big one, a crazy one that I tell a lot of people, and that I told the person who sent me the nasty message this morning. Just manners. Start with manners. Start saying please more. Start saying thank you more. But starting to use manners, I feel like, will set you up to already have better conversations with people in your direct, close life, and especially with strangers. I just can't tell you the amount of times that I speak with somebody, have a conversation with somebody, and there's just no manners used, or I do something for somebody and there's no thank you. But when it is, I promise you I can tell. I promise you I notice a difference. Somebody smiling at me versus somebody rolling their eyes at me at the hospital, like, you notice those things. So I guess manners is a good place to start, and it's something that everyone, and I'm sure no matter what age you are watching this, everyone can check up on themselves on that. Everyone can be like, you know what, yeah, I need to start saying please more, or I need to start asking, how are you? I'm gonna try and wrap this up. I'm trying to just put some positive message in here because today was really a shift for me. And not even just because, like, I went to work and, like, had this great day, but it was very, very comforting to see that as my day went on today, I got complimented more. People were talking to me more. People were smiling at me more in the hallways. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I just get good karma or whatever. Like, I would say it's because I had a shitty time I realized it. I realized what I had to do to make my work day better, because obviously I have an 8-hour shift ahead of me. Like, what are you gonna do? I can't sit there and cry the whole time. I could go home. I could scream and cry and do a bad job at work and just stay there and make everyone miserable. But for me, the best thing to do was just get my shit together, get myself together, and be a better person, put better things out into the world, and I got better things in return. So I guess that's why I'm putting this out there. Although I am somebody who has really, really bad luck, especially as of lately, I just wanted to share today as like, it literally works. Positive affirmations work. Putting positive things into the world work. Hopefully being a good person works. You know, hopefully some good things are coming my way. But adding into this, I just haven't touched on this in my channel yet. But I just wanted to encourage you guys, wear your mask if you're going out in public. You know, try to social distance the best that you can. Obviously, if you're going to hang out with people, you're going to hang out with people. Things are not as strict here in Ohio now, but just wear a fucking mask, please. That's all I have to say. Keep your hand sanitizer in your car, you know, everything like that. And then I also just wanted to say and get everybody on here who is around my age, not around my age, as long as you're over 18, you need to get out there and vote. And we just have to. I'm 19 years old, I'm a female, and that's enough for me to want to get Trump out of office. And I don't know how much more into this I want to go, or like lose like any of my following over. But I mean, if you are subscribed to me and you support that, you can. If you are around my age and you're voting, have a conversation with me, let's talk. And yeah, if you're not registered to vote, reach out to me. I'll help you out. I'll help you, point you in the right direction. But we need to vote. We have to vote. I don't know how anyone my age expects to live comfortably or have a future or have kids or raise kids without making change or without there being change. I can't imagine what my future would look like if some of the things that could happen and could be in place and could be put in place because of Trump were to happen. I'm sorry if this is like TMI or like pushing in too much to your life or like something that you didn't think about when voting before. But I mean, even with the governor of Ohio, this stuff, it like could happen and like has been in action and almost has happened. I just want to say, if you're my age, if you're in high school, if you're anywhere near my age, are you on birth control? If you are, or if you want to be, or if you plan on being, or if you ever have, just think about that getting taken away. Think about not having birth control. Think about not having the opportunity to get an abortion. Think about, like, I know it's hard, but think about having kids in the future. Think about having a baby girl, and think about her growing up, going into high school, and not having access to birth control how you may have. I have always had access to birth control. I have been on birth control for over 5 years now, and I couldn't imagine like not having birth control to my access. And like it's I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just thinking about that and thinking that that could be taken away from me or taken away from my daughter or taken away from my baby cousin that is a female and even a male, like we need to have access to this stuff no matter what gender you are. We have, like, it is a basic human right. I don't know how you could argue that healthcare is a basic human right. Like, there's just so much wrong, and especially, I did say I work in a hospital and I do work for a corporation, and it's scary seeing what's going on for the LGBTQ plus community, and everything that like to do with healthcare in that realm is just so scary and so wrong. And like, these are basic human rights that we are throwing around as political issues and political views. And I just don't see it that way. I don't see how basic human rights is a political view. I don't see how racism is a political view or political debate. Like, that stuff is not political. These are human beings' lives that we're talking about. I don't really have any more to touch on that, but yeah, and if you're a guy, like, hate to put this out there, but if you are a guy and you are having unprotected sex with a female or protected sex and she's on birth control, can you just sit and think, like, what if my girlfriend wasn't on birth control? What if you didn't have access to condoms? Like, I'm sure I have some 16 and 17-year-olds real riled up, but I mean, this is serious, and I'm sure older people think about it who are in committed relationships, and I don't think people my age, 18 or above, like 18 to 20s, are thinking, like, you are, like, we're living so privileged and we're living in such a box that I don't think anyone can see these issues. So I'm just trying to make it as, like, obvious and smack to your face as I can. But yeah, like, if you enjoy having sex, you need to be advocating for women. You need to be advocating for health care for everybody. You need to be voting. I don't know what else to say other than please get out there and vote. I'm sorry if this was weird, if this was deep, or if I portrayed something that I just wasn't trying to get across. I also just want to touch on the fact that I am Hispanic. I have Latina descent. My mom is from Colombia, and we have members of our family, like my grandma, who just aren't very well spoken or speak English very well. And I just encourage you, if you have anyone in your family like that, get them registered to vote if they are U.S. citizens, and figure out a way to get their voices heard. If you are mixed and you have diversity in your family and you maybe have some difficulties, or you know that, like, your grandma or your aunt or your uncle or your grandpa, like, they obviously could do it for themselves, but if there's any way you could help out, I encourage you to do that, because I definitely never thought of that before until this election, really, to push my grandma to vote, or to go be like, let's go together. My grandma does live close to me, and I could take her with me to vote, but just with the virus going around and everything like that, I think we're going to try and get her to do it by mail. But I just want to throw this in there. You might not be thinking of, like, your grandpa who can't speak very good English and would need help with stuff like that, but those are more votes that we need, especially if you have different cultures and different races and different ethnicities in your family. I encourage you to speak with those people in your family and get them educated as well as you can, obviously, and get them to vote, get them voting. I know this literally sounds like an ad or something, but yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. As long as I can make somebody else's day better, as long as I can talk to this camera and hopefully some 50 people will watch, that's okay with me. Okay. I have a nipple right there. I didn't know that. Goodbye.